I've got it, now you can too. It's the effing audacity. Now in a can.
And there I was, crying on a mountain. Hello, my name is Renee Maxine Haas, and this is the effing audacity. Okay, backstory. One afternoon after work, I was scrolling on TikTok, as one does, was deep, maybe 30 minutes into a good session, and this video pops up, and it had my jaw on the floor. It was a video, this aerial video footage of the Dolomite Mountains in Italy. I had never seen anything like it, and I lived in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains at the time. I had been hiking for years, but the visual of this place, my goodness, was it gorgeous. It was mystical, and God, I absolutely had to see it. So what do? I bookmark it, I save it for later, right? Do I plan to go see it? No. Do I book a trip? No. I'm sure many of you do the same thing. You get inspired by something, you think, yeah, wouldn't that be great? And then you sit on it. You sit on it, you do nothing. So when I came to this opportunity, now I'm going to travel the world for 2 years. I'm going to get out of my comfort zone and go for it. I thought, okay, where am I going to go? Very few places on this list were places that I had longed to travel for. Of course, I had many ideas and it was easy to find inspiration, but the Dolomite Mountains were the one thing on my list where I thought, no, now is my chance. I have got to get there. So I make these plans. I've already been traveling for many months throughout Asia, and then I finally get to Europe. My first stop in Naples, Italy, where my sister was living. I make my way through Italy. I go to Rome, to Venice, to Florence, and then finally it's time. I'm going to make it to the Dolomite Mountains. I decided to book 3 days in a little mountain town. It's very Italian, very German. The town had 3 names, none of which I can remember, but it was in the exact area that I needed to be to get to the exact hiking area that I saw on that video. So I check out the weather of my 3 days. We're starting with rain. Okay, it's springtime, that's to be expected. I had come off of a lot of travel, being around a lot of people. So I thought, okay, let me take this first day to really reset. I decided to do a total detox. I wasn't going to use my phone. I wasn't going to watch TV. I didn't even read books. What did I do? I sat there. I sat there. I sat there with my thoughts. I drank tea. I made food. I took a long shower. I did nothing really but be. And man, oh man, you think you would go crazy? No. It was the most incredible detox of my life. After 24 hours, I didn't want it to end, but it needed to end. And in a very exciting way, it had allowed me to fully embrace myself and take in the opportunity of the Dolomite Mountains with this detoxed, refreshed energy. So it's the second day. The weather looks great. It's time. I walk 20 minutes into the main part of the city. I get my ticket. We're going to take this gondola up. And we start the ascent and it's going and it's going and it's going. And we get off, and guess what? At the end, you get on another one because this is so high up. This is so much elevated from the town that it actually takes 2 gondola rides to get up there. So I get on the second one. It's shorter, but it's going. So it's going up, and we finally get to the top. I look around a little bit. I see there are some great viewpoints in the direction of the town. So I walk over, I take some photographs, and then I think, okay, where do I go from here? It's a little bit gravelly, and to the left, I can see there's sort of a path. It's a solid incline, but short. So I think, okay, let's go there. So I start making my way up. I'm breathing heavy. The altitude is definitely in my chest and I can feel it. The air is cool, but not cold. I make this short ascent. I reach a leveling point and I walk a little bit more and I walk far enough and there it is. There it is. I can see right in front of me this dramatic inclined field. It's green, so perfectly bright spring green. I can see a few people walking a path on it in the direction of these rocky mountains in the close distance. On the left of the Rocky Mountain is this fog that's sort of hiding mysteriously in and out, this super dramatic inclined descent, this drop off into the world. It's exactly like what I had seen in that video. It is exactly like what I expected. I took so many photos. I waited there to let the fog come and go so that I could capture it in all of its glory. And then I started hiking it. I was walking on this sloped green area straight in the direction of mountains as if I was the fool in the tarot cards, just ready to face the unknown and the unexpected. And I I cried. I was so overwhelmed with its beauty. I was in awe and amazement that I was exactly where I wanted to be. I had seen that video of this place 2, 3 years before I actually got there, and it was everything I imagined it to be. I don't know how many times in life and in the world we hear about these things that you can travel to, this something on Instagram or something on TikTok, and the reality does not match the photo, but this was the real deal. I could feel the energy, the atmosphere, and I think everything that had led me to being there, the buildup of the dream deferred of seeing it with my own eyes. I think also the fact that I was in such a great reset having that day of totally clearing and emptying my mind and grounding myself back into a quiet reality the day before allowed these emotions to come and wash over me in this beautiful, beautiful way. And I was thinking if I had never said yes to the opportunity to travel in the way that I did, who knows when I would have come to the opportunity to see this, to get to experience this. Maybe I would have never made it, or maybe it would have been many, many years from now. And I think about having the courage to step out of your comfort zone and the opportunities that it allows us. And that's where I come now. to doing a podcast, to sharing my adventures and my audacity to say yes to life. This podcast, this idea, oh my God, it scares the shit out of me. I am terrified. I'm terrified to do this. This is more out of my comfort zone than a big combination of all of the things I've experienced solo traveling. I am super uncomfortable. I feel like I'm fumbling through my words. I'm nervous that I won't choose the right words to most authentically express what it is that I have, what I'm feeling, and what I'm thinking inside. I wonder, what is it that I am even going to say? Do people even want to hear this? I don't know. I was a shy kid. I'm an introverted adult. I'm a person that likes to blend into the crowd. In a past version of myself, having the attention on me gave me fear. I don't tend to take many photos of myself. I haven't had personal social media where I post things about my life. I haven't had those for years, even though talking into a microphone isn't exactly introversion. I feel like it's cousin. It's somehow related. It's not the same thing, but it's extroverted. But I feel like I have something to say. I feel like my story and the stories of others that I'll have on this podcast are helpful to other people, that these stories matter. I would love it if all of this would be a source of inspiration, even if it's just to one person or to 5 people. That matters. That means something. That means something to me. I have this chance to make an impact with the podcast, and I am saying yes. I am saying yes to stepping out of my comfort zone and seeing where it takes me without knowing or having expectations of really what this is or where this will go. So I ask you now, is there something that you're holding back from doing? Something you have an idea about that you think is valuable or important or fun or exciting? Maybe you thought about taking a dance class, but you're a little bit shy. You're a little bit scared to put yourself out there or look cringe. Maybe you've been thinking about breaking up with your partner, but you're too scared to start over. Maybe you've considered taking your first solo trip, or you've never considered taking a solo trip because going alone sounds so scary to you. Perhaps you are wanting to ask for a raise at work. You feel like you deserve it, like you've earned it, but you're afraid to speak with authority and confidence to your boss. Maybe you want to change your career or start your own business. Have you ever considered trying stand-up? Ooh, that sounds scary to me too. But maybe you are freaking hilarious and you would be perfect at stand-up. Maybe it's something smaller. Maybe you just need to try a new food at a new restaurant. Something that you wouldn't typically go for, but that's maybe a big step for you. Perhaps your most authentic self isn't being expressed through your hair, through your style. If we always stay in our comfort zone, we're not allowing ourselves the opportunity to grow. We need to do these things that scare us because that's how we evolve. That's how we improve as humans, how we become adaptable. Life isn't forever. We have to make life count. The decisions and choices that we make in our lives are what fuels the stories that we look back upon, the things that we want to tell our kids or our siblings' kids. Our soul is craving new experiences. Our soul is craving us to be authentic. There are things that we are meant to be doing that we were always meant to be doing, but we're holding ourselves back from. And we just have to say yes. We just have to run towards these opportunities. Maybe you have friends or family that are judgmental. You are afraid what they might think. Maybe your friends are not into these things. They think that it's dorky or weird or cringe. Maybe you have family members that are expecting you to live your life a certain way in the way that they've lived their lives or what they expect you to be doing. And these judgments that we're worried about from the people that we think love us the most are preventing us from being our authentic selves, are preventing us from expressing who we really are on the inside. When we get into this position where we're not saying yes to the things that scare us, to the things that are meant to help us grow and become the person that we're meant to be, if we just stay in our comfort zone with the things that are most comfortable to us, these comforts become a prison. We become a prisoner within our own lives. I was thinking about that there is this version of me that never creates this podcast, that never does this, that never speaks into a little microphone in a hotel in Portugal. This person that sees the discomfort and, oh gosh, the fear of saying something stupid, and this never happens. And then I think about a future version of me who does do this. The version of me that does create the podcast, that does inspire, that does run towards and says yes to the scary thing. And I want to be the version that says yes to life, that says yes to the thing that scares me. I want you to picture in your mind the same thing. I want you to see the version of you now, the version of you that doesn't do the thing, that you think is going to be helpful for you, the thing that you want to do, but you're scared to do or uncomfortable to do. And then think about the version of you, this future version of you that did it, that's looking back and saying, wow, look at me now. Look where I've gotten to be. Imagine if I hadn't done that. Wow. Look at the version of you. And then maybe you look back and you see, there you are, crying on the side of a mountain, as happy as you could ever be.